Hello everybody, welcome to the martial art to selling. I hope everyone's having a great day. I'm in my new office. It's absolutely phenomenal. I have an incredible topic that I want to share with you, and it has to do why the 7 pillars are very important to selling. Now, I did a video about a month ago talking about the 7 pillars of business. It's something that all of us entrepreneur business owners have in common. So what I'm going to do is why these 7 pillars are important to your business, my business, and in the selling process. Because guess what, guys? No matter how much advertising you do, how much marketing you do, if you're not generating sales consistently, you don't really have a business and you don't have a brand. What we do have, if we're doing that, is we have a hobby. So focus on sales. For me, selling is the key ingredient. Does that make sense? Because without leads, without sales, we don't have a business. So what I'm going to share with you today on why the 7 pillars are important to selling. For those of you who don't know what the pillars are, I encourage you to go to, about a month ago, go to the 7 pillars of every business, watch that video, and then this one will make a lot more sense to you. But if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to follow me, just hit the subscription button below. If you like this video, smash that like button and also share your comments. Let me know what your thoughts are. Now, follow me. All right, guys. Pillar number 1. You're in for a treat. This is going to be so simple, yet many business owners, entrepreneurs, and salespeople are either lazy or they just don't want to see that it's that simple. Because even if it's simple, you still got to do the work. Okay? Buckle up. If you're ready to increase your sales and generate more cash flow, this is for you. But buckle up because we're in for a ride. Now, pillar number 1 is why qualified leads. Without leads or the right qualified leads, you don't have sales, right? Every business always looking for leads, right? Whether they're paying a lead broker or they're trying to do cold calling or they run ads and get leads or they have automated system and get leads, right? But here's the problem with a lot of that. They're not really targeted to qualified prospects or qualified leads. Now, why is this important? Because it's the foundation to sales. See, here's the thing. We all want to make sales, right? We all do advertising. I haven't done any advertising because I get my own leads. So if you're not generating sales and you're not getting the right qualified leads, you don't have a business, you don't have a brand. What we do have, if we're doing that, we have a glorified hobby. So it's important that you take the time to get the right targeted qualified leads. And it's not always about the numbers. It's about the right numbers, how to get those qualified leads. Now, here's what happens if you do take the time and the effort to generate the right qualified leads. It's not an accident that your conversion ratio increases. What happens when your conversion ratio increases? You generate more sales, right? And if you're generating more sales, you're generating an increase in your cash flow, right? Does that make sense? So without number 1, pillar number 1, or the right qualified leads, pillars number 2 through 7 are irrelevant because it has to start somewhere. And this all starts with generating the right qualified leads. That is absolutely the foundation to sales. Now, follow me for pillar number 2. Now, this one, pillar number 2, is the bloodline to your business and my business. Without it, like I said, we don't have a business. We don't have a brand. So what is pillar number 2? Pillar number 2 is converting those qualified leads into sales. Basically, it's sales. The problem here is this. people don't train or practice the right way to converting leads into sales. The other problem people run into is they don't like selling, but they want to make sales. Does that make sense? Me, I love selling because I know I have value to offer. And I solve problems. That's what selling is. Selling is solving a problem. That's what a salesperson does. So what it is, it's the bloodline to your business, right? Without sales, we're not generating revenue. Without revenue, we can't hire no one. We can't do any business. Does that make sense? So sales is the effect of selling, and then the selling is the effect or the process of getting the right qualified leads, doing the selling so that you can generate more sales. It is that simple. It is not complicated. But you have to understand the basics. So again, pillar number 2 is converting leads into sales because it's the bloodline to your business. If you want to improve on converting leads into sales, you could direct message me. You can follow me on my YouTube channel, just hitting the subscription button below. Comment on it, and I'll get back with you in 24 hours to do a one-on-one. But again, pillar number 2 is converting those qualified leads into sales. Now follow me for pillar number 3. Okay, now pillar number 3. If you like Lamborghinis, or you like Corvette, or you like a nice Cadillac or Rolls Royce that's smooth, pillar number 3 is that car for you. Pillar number 3 is going to direct you to closing and converting more leads into sales. So what is pillar number 3? Pillar number 3 is the sales process. Now, the reason why the sales process is important is, again, it's going to give you direction or the path to selling. See, you can't just get on the phone and try to make a sale. I tell my salespeople, always get on the phone and every call counts, and have a purpose for the call or the text message or the email message, or the video conference, whatever it is. There has to be a purpose, and there has to be a path or direction to go from the opening to the closing of the sale, or the selling process to lead to the sale. Does that make sense? So I created, well, I didn't create this method, but I added to it. I have a straight line method through my social media conversion strategy, how to take a cold call or a text message or an email message or a video conference call, and go through that straight line method, the sales process that will help you become consistent in generating more sales. So if you don't have a sales process or an effective sales process, then you're losing a lot of money, time, and energy. And what happens is, if you have salespeople working for you, you're going to have a high turnover ratio. And why do I say that? Because I lived in Las Vegas for 16 years. I helped develop quite a few call centers. And what happens is, a lot of these call centers didn't really have the right sales process. They weren't generating the right qualified leads. So they had a high turnover ratio of not only telemarketers and salespeople, but they had a high turnover ratio of customers that didn't stay with them. Why? Because you gotta have an effective sales process. Does that make sense? When you're driving, you better know where you're going, because if not, you're gonna end up nowhere, right? So the sales process is the vehicle that will lead you into the right direction or the right path to generating those sales. Stay tuned for pillar number 4. Pillar number 4. A lot of people don't like pillar number 4. But without pillar number 4, guess what, guys? Chances are you don't have a successful business. What am I talking about? Pillar number 4 is salespeople or closers. You see, salespeople should be problem solvers. The issue is this: the profession of being a salesman has a bad connotation because a lot of salespeople like to lie, they like to embellish, they like to be deceitful or use tricks. You don't need to do that. All you have to do is understand what your prospects' problems are and find a real solution. That's why targeting the right qualified leads is important, because not everyone qualifies for your product or services. Does that make sense? Now, why are salespeople important? Real simple. I tell all my customers, you should be the best salesperson in your company. Because if you're not a salesperson, and most entrepreneurs, small business owners don't believe they're salespeople, that's a mistake. So if you are not a salesperson and you own a business, you're an entrepreneur, you will always be at the mercy of salespeople. Always. So without salespeople, you truly don't have a business. Somebody has to do the selling so that you can get the sales, right? And you got to think about this. We're all salespeople, whether we want to accept this or not. Some of you might have interviewed with other companies, why they should hire you over the first 10 people they interview with or the next people they're going to interview with. Does that make sense? So it's your job to understand and get and hire the right salespeople. In order to do that, you have to know how to sell them to buy into your business. You have to have the right sales process for them to work in. And salespeople are like actors. They're very emotional. They're very sensitive. They want good leads. They want qualified leads. Because if they're not making sales, they're going to blame the leads. Does that make sense? Do you see how all of these interact with each other? So again, pillar number 4 is salespeople or closers. Why? Because without salespeople, you don't have a business. Now, stay tuned for pillar number 5. All right, guys, the moment you've been waiting for. Why is pillars number 1 and 4, if you execute it properly, what are the results? That's what you're thinking, right? I'm here to share with you pillars number 5 through 7. Now, what are the results by executing pillars 1 through 4? Now, here's what you need to understand. As a business owner myself, and a salesman, and an entrepreneur, that's something that we all have in common. These 7 pillars is something we all focus on. Whether you're a startup business or you're a big conglomerate. They may do it in a different way, but at the end, they're always looking for new customers, right? And they do their advertising to get more customers. And they want to get the right leads, so they have more sophisticated technology. But you small business owners, entrepreneurs, and salespeople, this is what you have to build. This is the foundation. So what are the results if you execute pillars 1 through 4 correctly? Number 5 is you will increase your monthly cash flow. How do you do that? Well, if you have the right targeted qualified leads, you're going to have a higher conversion ratio, which means you may talk to less people, but you're going to have a higher closing ratio than trying to speak to 1,000 people. So you're going to increase your monthly cash flow. That's what's going to happen when you convert these qualified leads into sales. Number 6, you're going to have what I call the multiple effect. You're going to multiply your annual revenue. If you're generating more sales, right, every week, every day, every month, you're going to increase your cash flow. If you're increasing your cash flow, your annual revenue is going to multiply. It also depends, obviously, what you charge for your product or services, what your overhead is. But the bottom line is, the more sales you generate consistently, you're going to multiply your annual revenue. It's just that simple. It's not complicated. But it all starts with qualified leads and converting those leads into sales. That's it. That's where it starts. Number 7 is bottom line, higher profit margins. See, we're all in business to make money. That's what people say. That's the mindset of most people. I'm the opposite. I'm in business to offer and provide valuable services so that I could generate revenue. Because if I'm not helping customers and solving their problems, then I don't have nothing of value. Think about that. So if you're consistently converting leads into sales and you're increasing your monthly cash flow and you're multiplying your annual revenue, you should have a higher profit margin depending on your cost of goods and services, right? Does that make sense? So just think about that. Again, let's recap number 5 through 7. If you execute the first 4 pillars, number 5 is you're going to increase your monthly cash flow. Number 6, you're going to multiply your annual revenue. And number 7, bottom line, higher profit margin. But this is not the end. I have a bonus for you. Stay tuned. All right, guys. You ready for the bonus? I have a huge bonus for you. You're going to love this bonus. I promise you that. All right, what's the bonus? The bonus is huge return on your investment. If you're a small business owner, an entrepreneur, or a salesperson that are looking to make improvements, I encourage you to do 2 things. Follow me on my YouTube channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscription button below. Hit the notification so that you can be aware of the next videos coming to you. And also, if you really want to make improvements and develop an effective pillars 1 through 4, direct message me. I will get back with you within 24 hours. We'll do a one-on-one and I'll help you and show you and teach you how to be effective with pillars number 1 through 4 so that you can eventually increase your monthly cash flow, multiply your annual revenue, and create a higher profit margin for your business. And the bottom line is this: a huge return on your investment capital. So again, if you like this video, smash the like button. If you want to follow me on this channel, just hit the subscription button below. Also, do me a favor. Share your comments. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you soon. Take care.